Welcome to another video of mine. Today's topic is algebraic fractions. Algebraic fractions are a very complex topic in maths which requires a lot of practice. And as I say, practice makes perfect. Okay. So algebraic fractions come under grade 8 to 9 content and therefore requires a lot of learning to do. So I'll repeat myself again, practice makes perfect. So I'm going to start off today's video with a little example of perhaps a grade 8 example. Okay, so this is just a quick simplification of 25x cubed y squared over 15xy cubed. Okay, so what we have to do is simplify this expression. So the first thing we do, we at the moment disregard the x and the y's and we just focus on the 25 and the 15. So we look at the highest common factor of both, which is 5. So what we do, we divide 25 and 15 by 5. So this gives us 5x cubed y squared over 3xy cubed. As you can see, I've only acted upon 25 and 15. This is because this is to make it simpler when dealing with the numbers. What I mean by this, it's easier to act upon the numbers first opposed to the x and the y, or perhaps any other letter that the exam board provide you with. Okay, so now you can see 3 can't go into 5 without and won't give an integer. You can't divide 3 by 5 or 5 by 3 as you will get an irrational number and therefore not an integer. Now what we do, we look at the next value, or in this case the next letter. So as we can see, there's x cubed here, which is x times x times x, and at the bottom it's just an x. So what we simply do, we get rid of this x and get rid of that x above. So it becomes 5x squared y squared over 3y cubed. Okay, as you can see here, I've removed the x from the denominator and the numerator. As it's at the bottom, you simply divide them. So x to the power of 3 minus divided by x to the power of 1, which can also be written as x, equals x to the power of 3 minus 1, which equals x to the power of 2. And therefore this is how I got 5x squared y squared over 3y cubed. Now what I can do is get rid of the y's. As you can see, you divide 5 by 3 or 3 by 5 and there's no more x's in the denominator, so all you have to do is act upon the y. So first of all, you can rewrite the other components. It's going to be 5x squared. Okay, so now what you do is you try and get rid of the y squared from above. So what you do is you divide the y squared by y cubed and by itself. So y squared divided by y squared is simply just 1. So the numerator is just going to be 5x squared. However, at the bottom it's going to be 3y. Okay, so now here's a recap of what I'm going to do. Okay, so first of all, you look for the highest common factor that goes into these two numbers. In this case, I found out that it was 5, so I divided 25 by 5 and divided 15 by 5, and this gave me 5 and 3. Then what I did was remove the x's from each other. So what I did was I got rid of this x and an x on the top, which gave me 5x squared y squared over 3y cubed. Then what I done is removed the y's. So I took off the the lowest common factor of both, which is y squared. So what I did was remove them both. So y squared divided by y squared is simply 1, so I don't need to write that. And 3y cubed divided by y squared is simply 3y. So another question I will be going on is purely high level stuff, which you could say is grade 9. Okay, so here is an example of a question. X squared minus 4 over x squared plus x minus 12 divided by 2x plus 4 over x squared minus 3x. Okay, so the way to approach this question is look as to whether you can perhaps get rid of anything or perhaps put something into brackets. So we'll start off with x squared minus 4. As we can see, x squared minus 4 relates to the difference of two squares. So it equals x plus 2, x minus 2. This is because x times x is x squared, minus 2x plus 2x is 0, so it's x squared plus 2 times minus 2, which is minus 4, so it's x squared minus 4. Over, as we know that the top is x plus 2, x minus 2, the denominator is most likely to contain one of these. As you can see, this is a positive and this is a negative. So what we look out for is two numbers that go into minus 12. So they can possibly be perhaps minus 6, 2, minus 2, or 6, or minus 4, 3, or minus 3, 4. So the two numbers that are closest and would be 4 and 3. This is because 1 times 4 is 4 and minus 3 times 1 is 3, and when you work out the difference you get 1, which can in this case be x. So I'll start off by writing x here, close the bracket, write another x here, and perhaps write here x plus 4 and x minus 3. The way that we could check that is x squared plus 4x minus 3x, which is x squared plus x, and then minus 3 times 4 is minus 12. As I said before, the numerator may somehow link to the denominator. However, in this case this is not true, but most likely it's going to be. So as we can see here, we can simplify this into 2 in brackets x plus 2. So what I did was divide both by 2, which gave me 2 in brackets x plus 2. To test this, you can do 2 times x, which is 2x, and 2 times 2, which is 4, which is 2x plus 4, over x squared minus 3x. So the common like term is x, so I'll put x outside and then do x minus 3. Okay. The next thing I do, I know that because it's a divide, that means that you do the opposite, which is multiply. So you just switch these two over. So it will be x plus 2, x minus 2, over x minus 3, x plus 4, multiplied by x in brackets x minus 3, over 2 in brackets x plus 2. Now what I can do is get rid of two numbers or values which are the same. So I can see I can get rid of x plus 2, I can get rid of x plus 2 over here, I can get rid of x minus 3, and I can get rid of x minus 3 here. So my remaining answer is x in brackets x minus 2 over 2 in brackets x plus 4, which is in its final form. You don't need to do anything to it as you would get full marks. Thank you. I hope you enjoy this video. Please subscribe to my channel and hit the like button and leave a comment. As we are getting closer to the GCSEs, send me any questions you are struggling with and I will be more than happy to go through any questions in my future videos. Thank you guys. Take care.